It's a beautiful day. It's a Mountain Kids Day. We're going to play outside today. Hi, I'm Katie from Mountain Kids.
I'm Carmen from Mountain Kids.
And we're here to share with you today a really cool activity called Sit Spots and some sensory activities you can do in your sit spot. So what the heck is a sit spot? I've been talking a lot about sit spots lately, and basically it's just a place you sit outside in nature, on your front porch, in your backyard, in your forest, in your park, nearby park, trail. There's as many different types of sit spots as there are people. So I want to show you my sit spot too. I spin around from that pretty view, and there it is, just amongst these trees. My first time in a sit spot, I saw a spider weaving its web. That was really amazing. I've also just admired some really beautiful sparkly rocks with mica in them. I've seen an ant carrying an insect. I've come across a wily coyote. I've met an elusive fox. I've seen a great horned owl up in a tree. I have met a deer. I was at the top of the hill in my sit spot, and the deer was at the bottom of the hill. And we locked eyes, and I nodded at the deer, or he appeared to nod at me, so I nodded back. And we sat there for about 5 minutes nodding at each other. That was really, really special. I've also just been sitting and had a flock of tiny birds fly over me, not knowing I was there, just feet from my head. And so that was really, really cool. So I encourage you to give it a try. We're going to share with you some sensory activities right now you can do in your sit spot. And just find a special place out in your yard and make it yours. So the first one is owl eyes. And I don't know if you guys know this, but owls, they can't move their eyeballs around like we do. Their eyes are basically like a deep tube in their head. And that's one of the reasons that they can turn their head so far, right? They can turn their head 270 degrees around. And another reason is if I move my head to look at something, I'm probably going to scare it away. So if I'm using my owl eyes, which we're going to practice in a minute, then I won't scare away the creature that is stirring near me. So let's practice. Okay, so quiet your mind and pretend you're an owl. And I want you to spread out your wings or your arms and put up your fingers. And I want you to move your fingers until you're going to wiggle them until you can see them in your peripheral vision. Your peripheral vision is when you're looking straight ahead, and it's what I can see on either side of me. So if I move my whole arm, I can see a lot more. I'm going to try to move my fingers. And if you practice this every day, you'll be able to see more and more and more. So give it a whirl.
So now we've learned owl eyes, where we figure out just how much we can see with our peripheral vision. We are going to learn about the animals with the best hearing in the woods. Who would they be? Have you ever seen deer and elk out in the wild? Well, whether you've seen them or not, the way they know what's going on around them is with their ears. So let's try this out. We're going to become deer for a moment. We'll get still. You can do this with your eyes closed. Sometimes I can hear better with my eyes closed. Or you can have your eyes open. And as you hear sounds, you can put your hands up around your ears and cup them, just like a deer. And you know, we humans, we move towards sounds like this. But you can practice swiveling your deer's ears. So cup your ears. And if you want to hear what's above you, you can cup them up. You can cup your ears down. You can cup them forward more. I can hear myself really well all of a sudden as I'm speaking. Let's see if I can hear myself as well if I cup my ears backwards. Oh goodness, my voice sounds like it's coming from way behind me now. So get your little deer ears up and cup them in different places to see what you can hear. And just like deer, you can move your ears all the way around just as much as you like with the use of your hands.
So we're going to talk about our sense of smell now, and we're going to talk about dog nose. So have you ever been on a walk with a dog and noticed them running around smelling everything like crazy? Well, dogs, that's their superpower. So dogs are in the canid family, and so they're in the same family as coyotes, wolves, and foxes. And so dogs, they have actually 300 million receptors in their nose to help them smell, whereas humans have 6 million. So that's a big difference, right? Dogs can smell so much. I remember actually when I first got our dog, she dug through about a foot of snow to get to a bone. She found a bone at the bottom of a pile of a foot of snow. I was amazed. And dogs also have wet noses, and that helps them smell. So we don't have wet on the outside of our nose like a dog, but we have moisture on the inside of our nose. So when the inside of our nose is moist, that helps us smell better. So after you've been running around or exercising, you have more moisture in your nose, so you'll probably have more receptors available to smell. So let's give it a try. So I want you to get quiet and still and pretend you're a dog, which are usually kind of wiggly and silly, but we're going to be a quiet, mellow dog right now. And we're just going to open up our sense of smell. What do you smell? Can you smell the trees? Have you ever gone up and smelled the bark of a ponderosa pine? It smells like vanilla. It's so tasty and sweet. So walk around your yard, see what else you can smell. Smell the plants, smell the earth. I'm sure you know the smell of rain when it rains. It smells so good. You can also practice using your sense of smell in your own home. Open up spice jars and smell them. Just get your sense of smell moving, and the more you use it, the more it grows. And you can test yourself and try different senses of smell. So give it a whirl.
So friends, here is our last sensory activity to help you go deeper and experience more in your sit spots. First of all, we did owl eyes with our peripheral vision, and then we did deer ears. What can you hear in all these different directions, just with the cups of our hands to help us? How do dogs know about the world? They smell, right? Well, now we're on to raccoons. And raccoons are wily creatures with 5 fingers, or might I say 4 fingers, and those opposable thumbs that can help them get anywhere and do almost anything we can do. But they're a little smaller. Have you ever heard stories of raccoons getting into your trash cans? Or maybe a raccoon got into the chicken pen and wreaked havoc? Those raccoons can use their thumbs for almost anything they like. They can prise shells open, they can open packages. Well, those are the things we can do too.